London Zoom. I'm about to start.
Okay.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to our second town hall of the semester. Sorry for the hectic start. We thought we were locked in, but apparently we weren't. But yeah, thank you everyone for helping us set up the tables and, doing more than you were expected. Thank you. But yeah, we can just start off by introducing ourselves again. I know we kind of pretty much know everyone here, but it's good practice just to let everyone know who we are. So my name is Alex Miranda, the president of student government.
My name is Hector Cumming, the treasurer of student government.
I'm Michael Zazo, I'm the vice president of student government.
And I'm Nick Thomasma. I'm the communications director.
And if we just wanted to go clockwise with Tara.
Are we doing the icebreaker too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
the icebreaker is, what is your favorite board game, card game, or video game?
okay. Well, my name's Tara. I'm the president and founder of the fitness club, and I would say my favorite video game is Overwatch. Play a lot of that, so.
Very good.
Hi, my name is Michaela Rossman. I'm the president of the geology club here, Nice Rocks. And I don't really play much video games, but I used to play a lot of Genshin Impact. Unfortunately.
Katya, did you want to-
Oh, yeah. My name is Katya. I'm the secretary for Cyber. And my favorite video game is Minecraft.
Wow.
I'm Emily and I'm the president of Jackman, and I'll say my favorite card game is probably Uno, pretty basic.
I'm Spencer, president, founder of the Arts Club. I don't know, I'm like, I guess I like chess. That's like kind of my go-to game. Michael knows.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that'd probably be what it is.
My name is Remy. I'm the student ambassador for Standout, and my favorite video game is Silent Hill 2.
Nice, yeah. The staff want to introduce, like Rebecca, Valerie, Ashley.
I'm Valerie Buttershield. My favorite game was really, but it's Clue.
It was a good one.
Awesome. I'm Rebecca Lovers. I am the resources coordinator and student life, and I'm also the advisor for the yoga club. I had a different answer, but I gotta say Clue for a board game, and if it's a video game, there's like a 2-player game called It Takes Two. But I remember,
I played that one, it's really fun.
it's a lot of fun.
Isn't that the one where they like turn into puppets or something like that?
Yeah, it's 2-player only. We're gonna go back and play and like swap roles because each character has like completely different sets of like skills that they're allowed to use.
Oh, nice.
Hi, I'm Ashley. I don't have a favorite of any of those things. I don't play many of those things, but if I do, it's that's my favorite one. That's what I'm in.
Real
Yeah.
quick, oh, sorry. Real quick, Valerie, I believe this is the first time you've attended a student town hall meeting. Do you want to tell everyone your position and what you do over at Student Life?
As soon as I went on, I realized I didn't do that. Michael. I am director of student life. I started in January, so I'm still trying to get to know everything and everyone and manage, the multitude of meetings and figure out how I can be here for you guys. So I'm working on that, and hopefully at some point this semester you'll get a communication from me on some office hours. So nice to meet everyone.
Yeah, thanks for coming. I think we forgot to say our favorite video game and games in general. I can start. My favorite video game is probably The Last of Us Part 2, and board game, maybe like Monopoly. I don't know.
The classic.
Like, what did you want?
Sure. It's a tough one for me. I'm a big board game enthusiast and card game enthusiast, so I've played a ton. My current favorite probably right now is a game called Clank. It's a deck building, dungeon crawling board game, and it's got a bunch of cool pieces and wood cubes. It's a blast.
Is that what we played?
Yeah, we played it at house schools. It's the one where you pull, you know, the dragon attacks and you pull the cubes out of the bag. It was really fun.
My favorite game is probably Monopoly. A lot of fun, horse Monopoly in particular. Yeah.
I don't play video games, card games or board games.
Man.
Okay.
I guess I'll move on then.
Next.
Alright. Well, it's nice to see you all here again. And we can just move on to our next agenda item, which is GRCC updates. Our first update is we've mentioned proposing an equalization of the campus activities fee for most of the semester and some last semester, and we officially have that set. We have our proposal finalized and it's now awaiting a decision from the Board of Trustees. Well, first they have to review it and then next month they'll state their decision on the proposal. But yeah, the basic rundown is we propose an equalization of the campus activities fee to $10 flat. So for full-time and part-time students, hopefully by the next semester, well, starting the fall semester, all students will pay $10 into the campus activities fee. So yeah, it's really not just a waiting game to see if that's approved, if that's denied. Did any of you guys want to add anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody who is here today and just everybody who's been at the town halls over the course of this semester and last semester, who has provided input for us on this particular decision. There was a lot of moving parts, there was a lot of back and forth, and I think hearing from students is what made at least me more comfortable moving forward with the decision. And without you guys, it probably wouldn't have happened. So thank you very much for your input.
Yeah, and the decision, I think, is the decision at the Board of Trustees is like March 14, I think. Let me check. No, March 11th or 18th. I'll keep you guys updated, but yeah, we were expected to speak at that just to give a breakdown. So I guess I'm inviting any of you guys, if you want to like show support or anything, please come down to the Board of Trustees. This is kind of like history. It's been like 13 years or something since it's been changed. So if you want to be a part of that, let us know. Spencer?
Where is that? Like, where's
It's
the
on
meeting?
the 5th floor of RJF.
Okay.
Do
Do you
I think
have like
it's-
a room number? Or-
I think it's 500 now.
Yeah. It's in that area that's normally closed off. It's like a circular building. It's like past those two double doors. It's the
Oh.
only building like it, or it's the only room like it, but I don't know the room number.
Okay, no, I know what you're talking about though. Cool. Yeah.
It is Monday, March 18th.
Okay, nice, nice. But yeah, we got that finally set, so thank you. Our next update is the Student Leadership Awards. That's next month on March 21st. The submission form to nominate student leaders is on Raider Connect. I think nominations close on February 29th, so there's like 2 more weeks to submit your nominations. But yeah, so the Raider Connect, submit it, it'll be fun. You might win an award, but yes. And
One important thing about this that it might not be apparent on the offset is that when they say Student Leadership Awards, they're talking about us, but also you guys, the leaders of student clubs and student orgs. So vote for the people around you and in your groups who you think are contributing a lot on campus and deserve to be award winners of those awards, and those will get counted among staff picks and all that as well.
yeah, and the theme is Oscars night, and it's in the Piazza, so I mean, it's a nice opportunity to dress up, so
Where's the piazza? I don't know where.
It's in the ATC building. Have you seen like that nice building with the like the, yeah, the rainbow?
Yeah, okay.
Right next to the-
Okay, cool. That helps.
If you need help finding it, I'll be wandering around trying to find it on the day.
Cool. I'm glad I'm not the only one in this, but.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick, did you want to take the next one?
Sure. It's time for the Ruffalo Noel Levitt Student Satisfaction Survey, which is a national survey that helps them understand the student experience at colleges. This is a thing that we do every 2 years, and you could receive an email it says today. I'm not sure if that email has gone out yet. But you should receive an email with a link to the satisfaction survey. It goes out every 2 years or so. And if you can fill that out, that would help us know how good of a job the institution is doing from the student's perspective. So this is just another opportunity for you to use your voice as part of the GRCC student body. So you should, like, as I said, you should receive an email from the college, from Institutional Research. And the survey is open for about a week until February 23rd. So just be on the lookout for that. And with that said, we appreciate all of your feedback. That's how we make decisions here. So thank you for coming to these meetings and for giving us your feedback.
Final update, and then we'll move on to the treasurer's report. Reminder that next time we would normally have a town hall, which is on February 26th, 2 weeks from now, is the first day of spring break. So we will not be having a town hall on that day, and this is the only town hall in February that we will be holding. So no town hall 2 weeks from now. We'll see you on March 11th is our next one.
With Dr. Lepper as the guest.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then the following town hall on March 25th will be held in person at the Lakeshore event, but there will be, I believe there will be 1 or 2 people here to direct things at this building too. But I know Alex at the very least is going to be at Lakeshore among others. So there we go.
Which is a good reminder that you can always tune into these meetings online. Either you can participate via Zoom or you can just watch on YouTube. So if you miss a meeting but want to know what happened, you can go back and watch replays as well.
yeah. Yeah, I can just pass it off to Hector for the treasurer's report.
Yeah, so to begin, the current available funds are sitting at $10,965.33. And then this town hall, we have 2 allocation requests. The first one is from the fitness club for $171. It's a cat yoga event, on campus, which is really cool. Let me pull it up very quickly. Yeah, so it begins when we get back from break. It's a cool event to help students, get back into the classroom learning setting. And it's yoga, lots of cats walking around, you can, hang out with people, stuff like that. So-
Kara is here if you
Yeah, I
wanted to
can, I
talk
can.
about.
talk about it.
Oh, you are, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we actually had this earlier in the, or at the end of last semester for my capstone honors project, so it was about mental and physical health. So we had a lot of pushback for legal reasons and just liability, so it was really hard to like advertise for it, but even with like a week or less notice, still had a very good turnout and a lot of people were asking to have it again. So we've been talking, we got a date planned, we got everything set, so we're just waiting to get some paper signed and then everything will be good, but yeah, a lot of demands for it. It's not easy to get either, but a lot of people really liked it. And I think it's just a good thing, kind of encourage people to come back from spring break and have something to look forward to. So, yeah.
Cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember it was last semester that you had it,
Yeah,
like
during
in
exam.
December. Yeah. I remember it being like very popular.
Yeah.
And it's a collab with the yoga club, right?
Yes, yep. So the yoga club will be doing the yoga and then we're kind of providing like the refreshments. I volunteer with the rescue that is bringing the cats. So they have therapy cats, which they like to be around people and picked up. So they will kind of want to be around people. So yeah, they're a good organization. So she does a lot for Wayland, a little south of here. So yeah.
How many cats are they bringing?
I think last time she brought 6. She might bring a couple more this time, but yeah.
And you said there was some confusion or legal issues or something?
Yeah, it was just for liability issues. So if the cats like scratch someone, like they can't sue the college. So we've been working with the general counsel. They have, he made a whole form of just liability, blah, 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 like legal stuff. All he has to do is update the date on that and then we'll sign it, but everything is already finished from last semester. So we just need to get a new date on it and have him sign it. So, yeah.
Okay, so that's like a release waiver. Then
Yeah.
Everybody that comes to it has to sign that?
Yep.
Cool. Sounds like you've covered your bases pretty well there.
We're trying.
Any more questions, concerns?
I motion that we approve this request.
Yeah, I will second the motion. Everything here is itemized. It seems very reasonable. $171. It was a successful event was it last year or last semester?
Last semester.
Last semester, so I see no problem with it.
Yeah,
I vote to approve.
I like what as I vote to approve.
Me too, Arthur.
If the motion carries and that allocation will be approved.
Cool. Next, another allocation request from Fitness Club for $220. Okay.
Okay, so this is for field day. So I don't know if you guys have heard about field day, but CAB's doing a field day the week before exam week. So it's gonna be in the Ford Field House. It's gonna be split in 3 sections. So there'll be a bounce house section right in the middle. So there'll be like race courses, a lot of bouncy inflatable stuff. One section is gonna be laser tag, so a lot of really exciting, fun things. And then the yoga club and fitness club have another section where we get to do our own thing. So a lot of this is just for like the games and items I wanna buy. So we have like tug of war, we have spike ball. I have a couple like relay race items, but, that's just for that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty big event. It's probably one of the biggest ones on campus this year. CAB's doing a lot, especially after this dance coming up. I think they're really gonna advertise a lot for it, but with these items too, they're not, I don't want the fitness club to just own them too. So I'm thinking for like Raider Rally, like big open house events too, that those can be used by CAB or other student organizations that want to use like the tug of war rope for like team building and stuff like that. So it's not just for this event. So talked to the field house. They're okay with all of this on the floor and being used. And I also talked to CAB and they were excited for all these things as well. So.
Very cool.
So it's a collab between fitness club, yoga club, and CAB?
Yeah, CAB is hosting it all, but the yoga club and fitness club have our own section that we're doing our things in. So, yeah, a little bit kind of a collab, but yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Any comments, questions, concerns?
I guess I was just curious about like collaboration with yoga club, with fitness club, and this has kind of been like something we've discussed internally that was always confusing, but it's like, there's a disconnect between the 2 clubs, but sometimes like the allocation requests cross over in terms of like, sometimes fitness needs like yoga equipment or vice versa. Can you just elaborate more on why that is and what there's to say about that?
I think, like, I know the yoga club, they made the event, which I wanted to post the event and have it kind of under the fitness club. But, I think the yoga club, like, I would like yoga mats for like my own workouts and stuff, like, we don't do yoga, but, it's just like a mat, like you need to have a yoga mat to do exercises on. So we just get the mats because that's something you need to do exercise in general. But the cat yoga, that's obviously a collab because she's doing the yoga and then it's also like my club. So I'm helping with the funding and I work with that organization. So yeah, I don't know.
All right.
There's no like, in the event that you guys do a collab though, there's nothing really stopping you from asking to borrow yoga club's mats or asking for yoga club asking. to
I
borrow
think she
something
was
there.
kind of hesitant on me borrowing her mats. I'm not sure why, but I think she just, as far as, I'm not sure gist of it, but especially just for future use as well. I would like the club to have its own materials instead of just constant borrowing. Plus, she also does yoga on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and I do my workouts on Wednesdays, so I don't want like a mat to get lost or we overlap time, so we can't use all the mats,
Okay.
so.
We
Ready to vote?
Apart from that, I think that this is another good event. I'm gonna motion to approve as well. It just seems like another good event, reasonably priced. Everything here is itemized. I don't see an issue with it.
I'll second the motion.
Yeah, I vote to approve it as well.
Me too.
Motion carries.
Yeah, and for promo purposes, do you wanna, like say what dates and times
Oh,
both events are?
yes, so field day is April 17th from 12 to 3. And then the cat yoga is March 13th. It is Wednesday from 2 to 4. We'll be advertising for that soon. We were kind of waiting to get all this approved before we start posting things about it, but yeah, Wednesday for cat yoga. It's the week after spring break, so people can kind of come back from vacation and whatnot, and then field day is the week before exam week. So.
Are these all in the field house or?
The cat yoga will be in one of the rooms in the field house. The field day is in the gym.
Right,
And then the cat yoga is just one of the classrooms for field house, so.
okay, cool.
All right.
Nice, well, congrats.
Yeah.
I saw Pablo, you joined us. Did you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hey, everybody. My name is Pablo. I'm here to really just listen first and foremost, and also hopefully introduce you all to GRCC Votes, which is an initiative we want to do to get more students to vote. Albeit we're on the early development stages, but I do want to be more involved in what's going on here at on the campus and what students are saying.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Is
Spencer.
it like a voting initiative like specific to student government stuff? Or,
It's like campus wide.
okay,
No, it's to actually go to the polls, like for the.
okay, like political,
Correct.
okay, I
Yes.
got you.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
We are moving right along. We're making pretty good time. At this juncture, we're gonna open up the floor to public comment. If anyone has anything to say or any questions that they have in general to issue, we're gonna devote this time to that. If anyone has anything to say, this is something we're doing every town hall, so. Spencer.
I've got something. So we are making decorations for the Enchanted Winter Dance by Cat. And we reserved some rooms, well, we reserved a room in student life. It's the student, I can't remember which room it is. It's the conference area in like the back. But we could use some people who would want to be like designing stuff with us. Whatever help we can get, that would be awesome. We're making like cool paper mache stuff and like centerpieces for the tables. So if you're interested, or if you know anybody who might be interested, send them our way. We're gonna be meeting on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. And then we're gonna be going most likely to the venue early on Friday to help set up and like start. We have like paint markers too that are washable that we're gonna use on the windows. So we're gonna be like making cool designs and stuff. So yeah, if you're interested or if you know anybody who is, send them our way.
What time on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you said?
So it's gonna be pretty much all day on Tuesday and Thursday. We're not gonna necessarily be there the whole day. It's mostly based on like, who's gonna show up when. But like on Wednesday, it's gonna be from like, I believe 1 to 5 p.m. or, yeah, it's 1 to 5 p.m. No, I'm sorry, that's Thursday. Wednesday is gonna be after the Cookies and Canvases event, which is also happening in Student Life, which I believe goes until 2 p.m. I think.
I'll get back to you.
I don't remember off the top of my head. It's like 1 or 2 p.m. that it goes until.
Yeah, if you could put these dates together, I'll help you send out some communication so we can get the word out.
I appreciate that, yeah.
But you got the room reservation and everything set, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
there's,
all-
there's dedicated time slots, I imagine.
Yeah, it's all reserved. It's from, again, like on Tuesday, we have it from like 8 AM to 5 PM. And then Wednesday is like after the cookies and canvases event onward. And then Thursday, it's 1 to 5 PM.
I think Valerie, I saw your hand.
I was gonna ask that.
Oh. Cool.
I did want to take a moment to expand on what Pablo had introduced. There's a team on campus called GRCC Votes. You might see more of this the coming weeks and months. But we're trying to launch just a more robust voter education and registration offering on campus. So we were gonna bring this idea forward as the Michigan primaries are approaching on the 27th of this month. So we were gonna spend the next couple of weeks just doing some groundwork on campus, maybe some trainings. We'll have an off-campus group joining us to do some training with students who are interested in this kind of work. And we can incentivize, so there's something to look forward to with the time that you put in. So I was just gonna plug just to see if there was interest here, and have you reach out to myself or Pablo, as we kind of look at everybody's individual schedules to come together.
All right.
Any questions, any interest right out?
Did you want to like plug that? I think you mentioned like that incentive like of $100.
Yeah, up to $100. It depends on how much work you put in, but we can incentivize with that. And this is really coming out of, again, the primaries are kind of the main focus for now. So we have a grant that we can support, at least paying for some of the work that's been done. And then the rest of the time, just assuming winter semester or summer, would be for those who are interested in building this as we come back to fall and continue the work.
Spencer.
So what kind of work exactly will you guys be engaging in? Like, is it just like spreading awareness that the primaries are coming up, or?
Yeah, initially just like education, information, a lot of how-tos, just informative. It's totally bipartisan. So again, this could be like groundwork. You could walk around campus, we could host an event, we could host a workshop. And this is also what we want to build a team for, is because we do want the variety, and to meet people with their schedules to be able to make it happen.
Okay.
So kind of everything. And then we'll have applications for voter registration or to help people identify what the status is, or where their voting place is, looking at sample ballots, this kind of thing.
I guess I'm curious, you said it was bipartisan, but isn't the primary only selecting like the Republican ticket runner this year? Okay, I don't know much
It's
about
just-
politics.
Yeah, it'll represent who is on the ballot, or at least it's,
Oh, this is going for like senators and everything too.
so this is something, I guess I said nonpartisan or bipartisan because the work is not aimed to sway or, really stir anything. This is just purely informational, and just a civic duty.
Cool. Do we have any more public comments today before we move on to the conversation? All right. In that case, I have a presentation to show everyone today regarding the rec room, situation. So, I apologize to the online joiners today. I don't know if we'll be able to really see what I'm gonna be displaying up forward, but if we can get that town hall agenda submitted through, you should be able to just click the link in the town hall agenda and we'll bring you to it. But for now, I'm just gonna blow it up. But we've been in contact with Vicky Genowiak, as well as other members of Student Life. And we have been working on this rec room idea for a while. We've brought it up several times during the town halls, and we finally hit the point where we have 3 blueprint options that we just want some student feedback on. before we submit the one that we like to Vicky, and then we get the ball rolling on getting that up to provost and the people who are gonna be approving it, stamping it and all that. So without further ado, we have 3 options for you today. This first one is gonna be in G2 of RGF near the left side entrance door in that little alcove, replacing that study space. As you can see, based on the feedback and all of that, we've got 2 different board game chair setups. A lounge chair, the ping pong table will be over here. We install a storage cabinet up here, or Vicky said she wasn't entirely sure if there was already a storage cabinet at that spot, but there would be one there. And then there's already a TV and a functioning monitor right there. And IT and facilities would just get together and make sure that hookups, HDMI and composite cables were available for people to plug in consoles, and you'd have an area right there for that. But this is my personal favorite option of the 3. It's beside the management office, but they have a closing door. Vicky said there shouldn't be much concern as far as sound, despite the fact that the ping pong table was gonna be right there. Apparently the management office is relatively soundproof. It's isolated, it's away from the subway and then Winchester Alley on G2, but it's, if you've been there, you know it's only a walk down the hallway. And this space is, of the 3 options, the largest of the 3, based on the blueprint sizing. Do we have any comments right now, or do you want me to just move on to the next one? This next one is going to be inside Winchester Alley of G2, right here, just beside the subway. In this enclosed area next to the stairwell. They would remove the food tables that are currently occupying that space and the booths, and they would replace it with a similar setup, the entertainment center right here with the television, the storage cabinet, the 2 board game tables, and then the ping pong table would be open right over there. One of the issues I pointed out with this particular location is just that it's in close proximity to food, so there's a concern that students would be like eating on the ping pong table or eating at the board game tables, and that wouldn't be a spot that's like dedicated for those recreational activities and board games. And there was also a concern that people would bring those materials out into the wider open areas as well. But despite that, decent, I'd say this is like the medium sizing in terms of the 3, and it's in a nice location if we wanted to have it in Winchester Alley. This is probably the most optimal way we could space it out. That being said, we have one more option for you. Also in Winchester Alley, just sitting in the center of the area right there. If you've never been inside Winchester Alley, the subway's up there and the patatas would be sitting right here. We have the 2 board game tables again, the cabinet space, the ping pong table, another board game space, and then that same entertainment setup again. Again, we would remove the current tabling that was there already. This one as well, centralized. This is right front and center where everyone can see it, but there's really no dividing lines in terms of, you know, where do you bring food, where do you not bring food, where do you bring board games, where do you not bring board games. That could be good. It could also be bad. My personal opinion is that it's more of a bad, which is why I lean more towards option 1. That being said, the purpose of bringing you these 3 options today was to collect your feedback and see what you guys would like most. So with that being said, I open the floor to y'all. Let's see what we got. I saw your hand first.
Okay, I really liked option 1 just because I think as far as sound, I think I feel like if it's in Winchester Alley, it's just gonna be way too loud and echoey. I feel bad for the subway workers already, and they're just gonna have to listen to ping pong balls all day. And I do think that people will bring food. It's gonna get under the couch cushion. It's gonna get all nasty. I know it's still on the same floor as an option one, but it's still farther away, so people are less apt to carry their sub all the way over there. But I think just in terms of sound and just kind of privacy almost, I just feel like having a TV plugged in and people trying to play games in the Winchester Alley is just not realistic and wrong. That's my thoughts on it.
One quick thing I forgot to mention, that what you said brought up to me is that when we were originally planning this idea, we were thinking about putting it in the fishbowl in the second story of Student Life. And I think we went over this last week, but the primary issue and the reason why, Vicky kind of said thumbs down to that idea is because, there's no way to leave that space open when the Raider Grill is not in hours of operation. Whereas if we put it in E2, it would be open during the entire time, as long as you had student ID card access. But I saw your hand up next and then Spencer next.
Yeah, I would also argue that like a lot of people do eat at the Subway in Winchester Hall. So like if they were to like sit down and eat at the board game table, if you were expecting or like looking forward to playing there, then like someone's eating there, then it's like kind of just impossible to do that.
Yeah. Spencer?
I'd have to agree with what Tara and Robbie said, like, option one seems like the best choice. I mean, like, yeah, there might be less space, but for one thing, I don't really think you need a lot of space to play video games or board games. Plus, it's like, I don't know, like, when I'm in Winchester Alley too, just even as like a person who's eating there, like, I kind of, part of the reason why I stay there to eat is like, it's chill,
Yeah.
But like, I feel like this would add too much chaos with option 2 or 3.
I'm just imagining the nightmare scenario like this one where you got a guy posted up at the ping pong table here who just slaps a ball going through the subway doors. Just like.
Yeah, there's that too.
And also the storage cabinet, that's like just for like board games, right? Or-
Yeah, the board games, the tenant equipment, stuff like that. I believe, I've talked with Vicky about getting a lock on there for after hours just to disincentivize, theft or something like that. Just adding a secure place for people to store those items.
Yeah.
We have a collection of board games already. And then I've been in communication with, a hobby shop that's trying to donate board games, but I need to collect forms and inquire about that further with Student Life to see what kind of permissions I need for that before I can move forward on it. But we have a ton of board games right now. Do we have any more comments, questions, concerns, before I just kind of get like a rough estimation by show of hands about what area we're more excited for?
I know that the Veterans Center does something similar where they have like a PlayStation and they have snacks and board games. So maybe it'd be cool to check them out, see what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's like really close, right, to the Veterans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. If that's it, and then just a show of hands, just to kind of, again, this isn't a vote, but we wanted to get feedback. Who likes option 1? All right, that looks like just about it. Does anyone like option 2 or 3? Fantastic. All right. The next step is going to be, later on today, I will be emailing Vicky Genoyak that we're indeed all in consensus that option 1 is what we're gonna pull the trigger on. I believe from there, later today, Vicky's gonna get in contact with Rebecca about safety concerns, just to make sure we're all in the clear on that. And then she has to run this up the flagpole and get approval from several different people. But our hesitant goal is to have this thing up and running by able to open after spring break concludes. So here's hoping we can keep the momentum going on that. One last thing that we wanted to bring up about this particular talking point is that Vicky has stated that the name of the renovated space in the Ford Field House is tentatively going to be called the Ford Recreational Center. which approaches conflict when we call our space here in G2 the recreation center. So we wanted to explore the idea of potentially calling it something else. We've had a couple of name suggestions fly by, something like the student game room, or the student rec center, or the student activity center. Just wanted to see if any name jumped out at you, or if you wanted to change the name at all, or if you're really passionate about calling it the rec center regardless. So, suggestion. Spencer.
I mean, I like the game room idea, like, cause that's primarily what it's for, right? Board games, video games. So it's like, yeah, so it's like, it's a game room.
I was partial to inserting the word student in there, just so it's kind of on brand, on theme. Like, hey, it's a student game. Sounds kind of cool.
No, that makes sense.
Any objections, any other comments? You're killing me. That's not-
I mean, I don't feel like there's a lot of debate to be had around here, like. Yeah.
So is it just like, kind of like the original name for the game room for G2, that was like gonna be like the student rec center? Or, I don't know, I'm just.
Yeah, what we've been calling it as we've been blueprinting this out, we've just been calling it the rec room. And because the Ford Fieldhouse is going forward with this name change, it kind of makes it difficult to differentiate the two zones.
It didn't make sense that the rec room was not in the rec center.
Exactly. Yeah. So this was a good way to get ourselves out of that. All right, I believe that is all I have for y'all. So thank you very much for your time. And we'll move on to our final talking point.
As we mentioned in the beginning, Dr. Leper is joining us after our first town hall after spring break, which is
11th.
March 11th. So we wanted to ask in a similar fashion that we did the first time when he joined us last semester, if there's any questions you want answered from him, or really anything that you'd like to hear from him. It's kind of like a rare opportunity and occasion for him to come to one of our town halls, so no pressure, but we have a meeting with him actually at 3:30 today, so we'll bring this up as well, but yeah, just dropping it on you guys.
I think it would be really cool, because I know a lot of the concerns from students when he was first here was surrounding student pay. And I know that they did do the parking, but I think it would be cool to bring that up again. Just considering that, you know, the president makes a lot of money, and even like, when you look at like, he has like budgets for like, for traveling, budgets for housing, he has like a lot of different areas where he can get money. And I just think it would be cool to bring that up again, because I feel like, you know, students do work hard here, and to incentivize students to keep, you know, working here and stay, I think would be something important to me.
Can I ask a question, just general to the group? When we brought this up to Dr. Leper before, his basic response is that student jobs are not supposed to be livable wages. How do we feel about that? I mean, these are supplemental jobs for your education, right? Should they pay more is kind of what they're saying, is like, they're not supposed to pay a lot of money. And I would like to know, like, how do we talk to that attitude of it? You know?
I mean, there are a lot of students like me who like, a lot of us have to like live on our own and like pay rent and plus utilities, and it's, you know, balancing all of that with schoolwork. You can't just like work full time, at least unless you have some superhuman ability to balance class and a full-time job, but like, for most of us, that's not really possible. So it's like, you know, I think I think it's not unreasonable to ask for a living wage from these jobs. Especially because like, you know, it is a pretty essential service that the school is providing, that students are providing.
Do we think that enrollment might increase if student wages were higher?
But wouldn't tuition be more if we did pay our student workers more?
That's kind of how that works.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want raises, there has to be an increase.
Kind of adding to Spencer's point, when I was looking for a job, like over the summer, I did look into campus jobs. And when I saw that they were paying like $12 an hour, I said, well, for my time, I can't live off of that. So that was like, I don't know, just something for me to realize too was like, you are getting your education, but if you're looking for a job within the campus, it's not gonna support you while you're getting your education. So, I guess that would be a good point to bring up too, just, you know, why shouldn't students get a livable wage while they're trying to go to school?
I think, I might take an unpopular stance here and just say that like whenever I hear this conversation brought up, my immediate brain jumps to, and this might be a tangent, but like the tax reduction conversation from a broad political spectrum, where it's like if you ask people like, hey, would you like to pay lower taxes? Everyone says yes unanimously. And then we ask the follow-up question of, okay, what do we cut so that we're reducing the amount of taxes we pay? And then nobody has a good answer because they want to keep all of the benefits that they get. And this is kind of the reverse issue of like, hey, would you like to increase student tuition? And I'm pretty sure everyone would kind of unanimously say, no, I don't want to pay more to go to college. And it's like, okay, then where do we draw the line as far as student funding goes, or student job fees go? And for me, at least, I work a full-time job on top of student government and my classes. I'm a full-time student. And admittedly, I have very little personal time now. That being said, I might be luckier than most people, but I just found my job at the convenience store that I work, 36, 40 hours a week for, and then I do my classes, and then I do my homework, and I do my student government responsibilities. And that's a lot, but it's the way I've balanced my life so that I could go to college, because I don't have the kind of nets that other people do. And I think it's difficult, but I think that it's not impossible, is my opinion. So,
Does anybody here work a campus job? And are there advantages to working a campus job that are not paper?
100%. I think as a student, like, there's a lot of, it's very lenient as far as like your supervisor, at least for me, they definitely tell you to prioritize school. If you have an exam tomorrow, take the day off. If you have to do this, do that first. Whereas like a normal job, they're usually calling you to come out of class to go to work. So I think for sure there's that. There's obviously like the pay thing, but I think it's common sense to know that if you are gonna get a job on campus, you're not gonna make as much as you do outside. And that's kind of where you have to choose, either you're gonna support yourself or you have to kind of be in school and give yourself that extra like leniency.
Spencer.
I think, because like to your point about the whole like, well, if we were to increase student wages, what would we cut? And I think that's a hard question to answer for people who don't have access to the budget, and like what we spend our money on and how much we spend on. So maybe it would be helpful to have transparency around that. Or at least to know where to access that if it's already available to us, because I can tell you, I don't know if that's the case, but
I think as a public institution, our budget is viewable.
When also your tuition payments as well. Whenever you sign on to a new classes, it like breaks down like the records fee And you know, those are vague, but
R-
it gives you subsections on what you're paying for.
Right, but like, that's like on an individual basis. I'm talking like in terms of like the entirety of like what the school budget is. So we can kind of be like, all right, well, like, and you know, obviously, it's not up to us in the end, but like, I feel like that would help us ask more informed questions and, you know, decide whether like, you know, maybe there does need to be a change. Maybe we could like cut a little bit of funding here, and like increase wages there.
So I just typed in budget on the community college page and like the third one down is just transparency reporting and then the December 2023 breakdown for the budget and then further down is like the November budget breakdown and then the quarterly budget breakdown and then the budget forecasting moving forward.
Okay.
So
See, I didn't-
those materials are available. I think to your point, though, just to be fair and to call a spade, most students are not going to busy themselves with going through these, you know, dense financial reports because it's not their job. Their job is to go to school and to get their education and to sustain their living while they're going to college, which is definitely a difficult balancing act.
That's fair.
But I guess the point of my overall argument wasn't to say like, we should be the ones to decide how the budget's going based on these transparency laws. It's that, you know, there are reasons why this isn't why people don't make being a temp tutor a full-time job, you know?
Right.
Randy, did you have something?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna add on to the student benefits. Working at a on-campus job is also kind of a discount for the student workers at that job.
Good point.
To the student workers, what would be, I guess, some added benefits that aren't necessarily an increase in pay? Like what is something you'd like to see? Or any ideas on additional benefits?
I don't work good. Y'all would like food?
I mean, the free parking has saved me like $300-400
Yeah.
a year, so, I mean, I'm grateful for that.
If I could ask for the sun, the moon, and the goddess Freya, I'd want book discounts.
If you get a job with the GRCC bookstore, you get book discounts.
Oh, shoot, all right, I know where I'm going next semester.
However, it's free parking, but I'm working.
All right.
I'd like to ask the president, like, what's the purpose of student employment? Because what I hear is like, student employment kind of offers, you know, jobs to people that can afford to, you know, use it to study and how many student employees are there anyways? I'm curious to know that too. Because I feel like sometimes maybe faculty can subsidize this for the lack of student employees, which is pretty expensive considering that, you know, we pay faculty more. So those are my two questions, like, what's the purpose of student employment and how many student employees are there?
What's the purpose of student employment? I can say for sure that the college couldn't operate if we didn't have student employees. So to your point there, like, they are providing a valuable service to the college. And the college is saving money by not employing people to do those jobs. Is that where you're going with that? Yeah. So yeah, what is the purpose of student employment? I mean, it really would be to help the college function.
I think it's a give and take, though. I think having easily accessible work right there on campus, you know, cut down on transit time. The ability to do homework while you're doing your student employment job.
But it's a huge
The
benefit.
benefits, you know, what you're basically doing when you decide to take on a job on campus here is you're weighing the reduction of wages that you're gonna get by being a student employee by the convenience that you lose when you get a job at McDonald's or Meijer or Walmart, where you'll be making more money that way, but your boss isn't gonna let you do homework while you're in the check lanes. So it's a trade, it's a give and take relationship. It's like, yes, we can say that the purpose of student employment is to allow the college to operate, and that's one side of it. I think the other side of it is gives the students an opportunity to work on campus, which is something that if student employment didn't exist, they wouldn't have access to it. And if they decided to fill these jobs with faculty members, the college would have a lot less money for things. And also students couldn't make money on campus.
Other than the student pay, is there anything else that you'd like for us to bring up to Dr. Leopard for him to prepare for the town hall? Or maybe even today?
All right, so just to clarify, this is just like for a preparation for Dr. Leopard. Like, if I can't think of anything right now for like something standout related, I can just come to the meeting next week, or not next week, next time with like questions on it.
Yeah, he would prefer if he had questions in advance to have a proper answer, but yeah, some people have asked him like at the town hall a question, or you can just reach out to us and we can send it to his assistant.
He likes, from what my experience with Dr. Leopard is, he likes to give statistics and he likes to have like specific data and specific like examples when he approaches a question. And so he prepares and then he gives you more information that way. You had your hand up.
Yeah, I know last time, when he was here, we talked about like murals around the campus.
Mhm.
Can we ask about that again? Cause I think it would be nice to see more art around the campus.
Yeah, like any updates?
Yeah, any updates?
That's good.
I think there's like a little back and forth with the arts club and student life, no?
That's actually right about what I was right about to ask.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, like, so we have run into like some red tape around it. But like, I did want to ask, because like, I mean, clearly there are murals that we have like right there, for example. So like, there must be a process that goes into that, like, that there must be like a starting point for that somewhere. I would like to know what that starting point is and what, if anything, there is, that we can do to like get on that road.
Alright. Was there another hand up? I think. Okay. Well, all right. Michael's writing down all these questions and we can probably bring this up later today.
We will. In fact, the last time that we talked to Dr. Leopard, we had asked him about this process, and essentially there used to be an art committee. And we said, how do we get that going again? To which he said he would dig more into and have an update for us at our next meeting. So hopefully that's something that he'll be able to update us on today. If not, we'll push it again for the investment.
Okay, appreciate that.
It sounds like something that Dr. Leopard does want to happen though.
Yeah, because I remember we talked about that like at one of the first meetings I went to here. So like, just whatever progress there's been in terms of like figuring that question out or in terms of like getting that process started. If he has anything, I'd love to know.
Yeah. It's definitely an ongoing conversation with him, so thank you for bringing that back up.
These are just, random questions. All right. So how does Dr. Leopard feel about, students napping in their cars? And then the other question is, how are the deadlines of dropping classes acquired? Like what's the logic behind, the deadlines between of job and us?
Man, that's a great question.
That might be financial aid specific.
Yeah,
Unless president
Yeah,
specific,
not-
but
not
it's a great
sure.
question.
right. It is. I'm not sure Dr. Lever will have that. information. That is a great question. Why is it the way that it is?
It's on my list though, regardless. I'll get it to the right person, I promise.
I will also add now that the whole campus activities fee conversation started with just the simple question of, why is this like this?
Mhm.
And the answer came back as like, just the way it is, it's the way it's always been. And like, these are the questions that we should be asking and investigating, like, why is this like this? So thank you for these great questions in terms of like, who made this decision and do we have any control of this? I think that helps us a lot understand what we're,
Oh, when was the last, student wage changed? Like, when did they change it to 12?
they just upped it.
Really?
Yeah,
I think it
Like
was-
last year or something?
I think it was last year.
I think it was like
12,
50
12.50.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And we've done a lot of work, especially over the summer when we were working with Eric Mullen and we were working with some other individuals about exploring a wage increase, and that's how we got to the resolution of getting the free parking, and we're right in the median of other colleges in the area. In fact, we're paying more for wages than GVSU is.
Okay, well,
So,
that's good
yeah.
Did you have something?
Oh, yeah, I just, I don't know if this is a silly question or not, but I have an interest in taking a class in music theory. But it said it was only open to music students. I don't know if that's something that is like you were saying, something that it started out that way, or what there is a reason for it.
The basic music theory class
Yeah,
is
like-
only open to music students?
Unless I did something screwy on the website, yes.
Hey, I don't think that's true, cause
Oh.
I'm actually planning on taking the same course, and like, I spoke to, I forget his name, but Mr. Dobra.
Kevin Dover.
Yeah, thank you. I spoke to him specifically about that. He said, you don't need to be like a music major or anything like that. The only thing is like, it does say on GRCC that it has a co-requisite with, I think introduction to piano, but like, even after speaking to some people in the music office, they said, that's not necessary, like, you don't necessarily have to take both at the same time, so.
Okay.
I think you should
They're
be.
not saying it, but you should reach out to them and have a conversation.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I wish it said something like that, so you had some direction, yeah.
Okay. There are definitely a ton of courses that have prerequisite courses as well. Like, for example, I couldn't take any C# or any computer programming classes before taking introduction to computer programming. So it might be something similar to that. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about music.
Not for the music theory. The reason that you would take the co-requisite is because you learn the theory and then you apply it to an instrument. So you would pick piano and learn theory and then apply it to piano, or you pick voice or you pick guitar. So that's why they want you to do them together, but you can just do the theory. You don't have to apply it to an instrument unless you plan on going through the whole music department, and then you will have to declare an instrument. You will have to do oral comp and all the other required, but if you just want to take basic music theory, you should be able to take that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions for Dr. Long? Yeah.
I'm curious how he feels about professors not putting anything in Blackboard until the end of the semester. Cause I'm taking physics and statistics, which are 4 and 5 credits,
Oh, yeah.
and neither of them are putting anything in Blackboard until the end of the semester, and it's really stressing me out, cause I don't know how I'm doing.
You mean updating grades?
Yeah, they don't put any tests, any quizzes, it's just.
Our statistics class did the same thing.
that's pretty, I've noticed that's pretty like, that's pretty like standard for like math classes in general. Like every math class I've had so far does that.
I feel like that, sure, maybe behaviorally would be difficult to change quickly, but that it is always necessary, and I totally get that from my own student experience, like, oh, that's still happening, like.
Yeah, that gives me anxiety just thinking about it.
Yeah, if it,
In
if
my,
it-
my math experience, I mean, all my professors have updated grades, kind of just like.
I,
Or,
I can tell you from personal experience that I'm still waiting on my final grade for my statistics course from last semester. It's
No.
not in there.
It might be in your online.
My,
stuff, because
my
we're doing
final
content.
exam grade is in there. My grade in the course is not updated yet. He said it'd probably be in by the end of the week though, so that's cool.
That's so stressful.
Yeah. I mean, I know what I got in the class, but still, it's like, you know, if it weren't me, like somebody would be freaking out right now.
For sure.
And like the cool thing about this guy, and his class at least, is I'm taking Kurt Barger, is that he gives you that little blue piece of paper. And so after each test, if you know how to do averages, you know what your grade is. But it would be great if it was in Blackboard. Just so when I'm looking at my grade in mythology, I can also see my statistics, right? It's like, oh, it's right there. But
For sure.
I'll bring that up.
Should ask him what the worst food of all time is.
I like that one.
Maybe fun questions.
The worst food of all time. Pineapple when it's not on pizza. There you go. Here's my.
Those are fighting words.
Oh, yeah. They're to start wars.
On the topic of Blackboard though, I've mentioned like student government is a part of the request for proposal for a learning management system. So like basically examining Blackboard to see if we need to change anything, switch to new software or stay the same. And I have an update. So we have 5 contenders for the, I guess, ultimate learning management system that GRCC may use. So I may just stick with, we may just stick with Blackboard. The second option is Canvas. The third option is called a software called D2L. Fourth is Nextech, and then the fifth is Refine M. I think. I'm not sure if you guys know most of those.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
DTM.
Yeah, D2L. But yeah, we're getting closer to see if we're staying with Blackboard or changing Blackboard. But if we do stay with Blackboard, I've brought up the concerns about professors like waiting till the end of the semester to put in grades. Because I took statistics too, and that's what happened. Like we literally just got a sheet of paper and put the average, put our test score in, and we just
Is it just a Kurt thing?
yeah, I think it might be a certain thing. But yeah, they're thinking of adding like some regulations on professors doing that. So little update.
No shade to Kurt. He's a fantastic professor. But that would be awesome if he would put the grades in the Blackboard.
Other than that, anything else?
Well, like you were talking about, like issues with the technology, right? So like, one thing that I've noticed, it's not about Blackboard specifically, but it's like about the email system. Like, whenever, because I have it, I'm logged into it on my phone. With, you know, the whole point of that is to like be able to see when like professors are emailing me, when I'm like, you know, on the bus or like not near a computer. But like, I've noticed there are times when like, it'll be fine, like it'll be updating frequently. But there are times when it just like, for whatever reason, like it just stops updating, even if I'm getting new messages. Even if I like hit the refresh button, it just, nothing new comes in and I'll just have like month-old emails being at the top of my inbox. So I don't know if there's something that we can do about that, but like, that's something that I've noticed.
Has anyone else noticed that or experienced that? That may just be like an isolated case. I don't know, but I could definitely bring it
It
up.
could just be because my phone sucks.
There it is. IT downstairs in G2, that digital cafe, you could pop in and just ask and get some tech support.
Okay,
Yeah, it really might be.
You can also send them an
Thing.
email too.
gotcha. Well,
I've actually walked and to their offices before, that's not too busy, so I don't think they mind.
It's in G2, you said?
That's
Yeah,
right below us.
to,
Okay.
just keep walking down. Like,
We're on the corner before the Veteran Center.
Okay,
You can't, there's not much else going on down
yeah,
there.
I mean, I'm assuming I'll find it pretty
Yeah.
easy, so.
I
One,
wanted to ask if there were any like org updates or just like what's happening. I know like maybe half of the room, I know what's going on, but even for those who aren't as familiar or hear the things that you're chewing on or brainstorming, like, it might be nice to hear it out.
I mean. Sackness, we haven't heard from you in
Yeah,
like a
I
while. Did you
know.
want to update us?
Just due to scheduling, I couldn't make it to any of the meetings last year.
No, you're fine.
Tomorrow, actually, we have an event. It's just a general meeting event, and then we're just gonna do like kind of arts and crafts for it, just because it's like Valentine's Day or whatever. But it's just a general meeting, third floor, Student Center, room 336, I believe, from 4 to 5:30. And then also this week, we're gonna be putting that out. We're doing a fundraiser, which is just collecting like plastic or pop cans, and that just drop off at the Trio and Student Center, third floor again. Just to get some raising money for possible other events we want to put on later on for our students and things like that. So, yeah.
This, have you guys, is this your last semester here or are you,
Most likely, yeah.
well, do you know who might take the president role or?
That is something we're working on too, just because I think the whole e-board is moving out. And so we're looking at just how we wanna do that kind of right now. We don't know who yet. And we have like people who show up more often to our events that we're kind of like, they seem like they're more interested in. But we're probably looking at advertising that closer to March, just so people are aware. We've always put that out there that most likely we're all gonna be gone by the end of this year, so students have an idea that that position is, open and available for next year. But yeah, that's also something we're currently working on as well.
Well, keep us updated, so in case the next coalition, the next e-board might want to like do that conference again or
Yeah.
travel, we can
Yeah,
plan
for
ahead.
That's also why we're kind of fundraising, so we can also have funds for next year already, so they can also take that money as well. The lower allocations.
Yeah, is there anything PTK is doing?
So the Psi Beta Club, we're kind of figuring it out still. All of the club member schedules are kind of weird. So, like right now, we can only meet like once a week, really. But we're trying to get it to where, we open it up to non-officers. So, because right now, it's only been an officers meeting. But we're trying to work out something, and we're also looking to plan a board game night at some point. That would be open to anybody, not just like club members. But again, that's just something we have to plan out and see what works for our schedule, so.
I did have so like, is Psi Beta, is that PTK?
No.
No, it's a different thing, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Like, National Honor Society for psychology students,
Okay, I see,
and, yeah.
okay,
PTK is the National Honor Society for two-year college institutions.
okay, cool. Never mind then.
And speaking of which, no, PTK is not doing anything. Our advisor resigned at the end of last semester, and we have a temporary advisor once they reformulate things. So other than PTK the officers are going to their conference in Florida in April, but other than that, like we haven't had any meetings, we don't have anything lined up right now.
That's a good thing to know, because I feel like the only communications I get from them are like, here are discounts on our like themed products, and it's like, all right, I mean, I was hoping for some events, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get those emails too.
one quick thing, I forgot to mention that I should have about, sorry, I'll get to you, I promise. about the next meeting with Dr. Lepper. We will have food catered here. We're going for burgers and brats. We're gonna have a vegetarian option and all that, but, invite your friends. Bring 3 people, bring 10 people.
Okay, 2 things.
Yeah.
Which meeting is Dr. Lepper coming? The one after break that we're having for the one after that?
March 11th.
March 11th.
After break.
Yeah, okay. And then not necessarily like a brainstorming thing, but we do have a set date, my club, the geology club, for a tour with the U of M Natural History Museum. So we'll be going there, having a day trip on April 5th from 11 to 1. Yeah, so that's on the calendar. Our advisor is working out bus rental right now, but everything is in order there. So we'll just get that news out whenever that is convenient. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
Is it like first come, first served, like in the form?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how we'll do it. Like what? Like
For the bus and like to get on the bus or?
yeah, well, I think the size that we're gonna have is much larger, like than when we had that mining thing last month. It'll be like 20 to 30 people that we'll have on the trip, so there's more room. There's more room for people to actually make it.
Cool.
Mhm.
Nice. No, that mining experience was really fun. We were literally like all in the dark. It was cold, but it was so cool.
It wasn't actually cold though, was it? Like,
Oh wait, no, it
like
wasn't.
70 degrees.
Yeah, it was 70 degrees on there.
60, 70, yeah.
No, I was sweating. It was.
It was cold.
Yeah.
That was so funny because we all dressed up like we were gonna go to
Yeah,
the Arctic, and then we
yeah.
came down, we were like, man, it's like 65 down here, so we all stripped down.
Did they give you guys like respirators or anything for like, no?
It's not
No, they
that
gave us
bad.
hard helmets, but I was wondering the same thing, because I was like, when we were, mining and actually breaking crap, it was just, all coming up, especially if you would shine the light in the air. I was like, man,
Was there no ventilation?
I don't think so, so.
There is, it's ventilation.
I don't
I was like, that's concerning.
Yeah.
There has to be. They also, in addition, they don't really mine down there anymore. They use it mostly for cold natural storage.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's like, actually Founders Brewing Company ages beer down there. Gordon Food Services stores a lot of food in there. And then the Grand Rapids Public Museum also stores exhibits there when they're not being exhibited.
Oh, wow, okay.
So,
Interesting.
I didn't see a lot of product. Do you remember seeing much? I mean, the region that we were actually getting samples from was completely empty. It didn't have product in it, because I guess it was the more rugged part of the line.
Yeah.
But maybe, I was confused by that, because there wasn't a whole lot going on.
Well, there's
So I was
different levels.
wondering,
yeah,
is there?
I think there is.
there's different rooms and all that's, obviously the museum stuff is all locked up. So even if you do go down there, you can't see it or access it. It's all behind locked doors, but I used to work at Founders Brewing Company. I've been down there a few times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, nice.
We used to store thousands of barrels of beer there.
There's a lot down there still.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was like Minecraft.
It is.
Yeah.
My brother, I have an 8-year-old brother who loves Minecraft, and so I sent him photos of me, like, with my hammer and holding stuff in it. He like lost it.
Yeah.
I did have something that, I wanted to tell y'all if we're good, like in terms of time, we're good. I'm
Yeah,
guessing we are because we're finished with most of our agenda items. But like, so, Arts Club actually just shifted its, meeting days and times. We were originally just meeting on Mondays from 3 to 5 PM. But now for one thing, we've added more days per week so we can give more people opportunities to attend. But also it's not on Monday anymore, so it's gonna be Tuesdays from 4 to 6 and then, Wednesdays from 3 to 5. Same room, but we're gonna be sending out communications about that pretty soon. and updating our flyers because we just made those flyers specifically with like the Monday times. So we'll be updating that stuff publicly pretty soon, but, I just wanted to let y'all know, just as a development in the club,
What room is that in?
RJF 271. So our last Monday meeting is, today, but yeah, that's changing as of next week.
Cool. Is there anything else? If not, we could just adjourn 30 minutes early, but is there anything anyone has to say? Wants to shout out, free promo?
Morning workouts on Wednesdays, if anyone wants to work out on Wednesdays.
Where's that?
What?
It's RGF 275, so right upstairs,
Oh, nice.
over there, from 8:30 to 9:15. Have snacks left, so you get snacks. So,
I might just show up to those. I actually have Wednesdays off this semester,
yeah,
so.
yeah,
That's in the morning?
yeah, 8:30 to 9:15.
Cool.
RGF 275.
Are
Yeah,
you cool with
workout.
people showing up slightly?
No, it's just like, for like self, like I have the yoga mats and stuff and then just
Oh.
full body, like just self.
Those are usually a good amount of people there, or is it?
I think last time I was late, so it was bad. I'm like the only one kind of in charge of it. So they don't unlock the doors, so
Yep.
yeah,
We run into the
Yeah.
same issue.
yeah, so sometimes.
Which should be resolved now, so if it's not, please let us know in real time.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Please, yeah.
I've been calling Rob Green about that, but like, I'll definitely,
Still wanna know.
yeah, I'll update you guys too.
And then what if someone wants to join late?
they can't, oh, swap right on in.
Yeah, I mean,
10 burpees and then.
10 burpees.
The late penalty.
Cool. I mean, if there's nothing else anyone wants to say,
Real fast, I just wanted to say, I have office hours available from 8 AM to noon on Mondays and from 12 to 2:30 on Thursdays. If any of you need anything and you just want to talk, I'm like in the student life building. Just say hi if you want. I can get something written down, get it brought up at the next agenda. So if anyone needs anything to talk about, and everyone else has office hours too, they're on our link tree in our student government webpage. We can get you all that information, but if you need anything, just let us know.
Standout has, meetings open to, GRCC students, RJF. Room 275 from 4 to 6.
On Thursday.
Thursday,
Okay.
yes.
My last shout out would be if anyone has any interest in making any money and supporting a good cause to help people vote, just holler at me or at Miss Ashley.
cool. All right, cool.
We'll send more out about that. We're just gonna bring it here first.
Alright. Well, with that being said, thank you everyone for coming. A lot of our time was on that proposal. That was our first proposal ever. It was kind of hectic, but we did it. So, yeah. And thanks, like a huge thanks to Nick. He took that on, so. The rest of the team as well, but Nick, he was like the MVP in that, so.
Nick was very, very hardworking with the document
Thank you,
formation.
You guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming. And then we're all set.
Take care of us. I think that this was just set up weirdly, because apparently no one could hear anything. There was you couldn't access the room without access code. With the access code, that would be waiting.
Alyssa was on for a while.
But I think there's a couple more people required. I just saw an email that came from. Yeah, I didn't get that till way too late, but. I also saw that.
I don't know.
Like some merch, guys, we got the cool thermoses, the exclusive wine bags. I love how they're exclusive, but we don't see.
Yeah, they're exclusive, and I keep trying to push them off.
Guys, this is your only chance. Real cool.
Yes.
Also, so I said that we were gonna finish last week, but I don't get a chance. This was. Yeah.
I like.
Down all of these.
Friday.
Oh. I guess I have.
They're almost.
Okay. Oh, okay, okay, yeah, I don't. Yeah.
I do this every time, but I like can't keep
Especially-
it wide.
Yeah, it seems like we all like.
But like I chew on it till I get the juice out. I'm like, spit out.
You're old.
Now you're making- oh, yes, I haven't really gotten to-
Next week I'll be on.
Thanks for coming, Pablo.
Thanks for your work on.
I haven't, so.
You can.
All right.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good.
And try wanted to run it out there.
Oh, I can't. Oh.
Have you heard of chess talk?
I've heard of chess bots.
Okay, I thought you in the first class.
Started it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We do. Oh, you can put it. It's like, yeah, they're- And, yeah. Ran it.
Yeah.
So that's where. Or finished. I know.
Honestly, I would be so down to recognize something like that. I don't know how many of my current numbers.
Yeah, that's all good.
I don't know how many current numbers we have, but like I legit.
That's still the worst thing that can happen.
You know, just get seen by the school. I'll forget the chairs.
Yeah, I just. Not the, that branch. Yeah. I'm something like that. Jeffrey Winkle's planning a trip to DC for student trip.
Yeah.